So today I want to show you how to interact with your tile map using your mouse. So say I click on a barrel or a chest, it will give me a notification that I clicked on a barrel or a chest. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to go at input and we're going to change our left mouse button to click, and then we'll just file, save all. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go to our tile source. So I have this tile source that I showed you how to create in the last video. And I'm going to just delete the default collisions. And I'm going to add a collision group. We're just going to call this container. And we're going to go to our tile source and we're going to set our collision map as tileset PNG, which is the corresponding PNG to this tileset. And now we have all these little boxes. What we can do is we can click on our container collision group. I'm going to set a collision on the chest and the barrel. As you see, they're slightly highlighted in green, and that's going to tell us that they have a collision on. Uh, if you make more collision groups, they might be a different color, or your collision group might come out a different color. But this is the color I got for this map. And now we're going to go to our main collection. We're going to go to our tile map, and we're going to add component collision object, and our collision shape is going to be the shape of our tile map, and our type is going to be static, and the collision type for our mouse will be kinematic. And so we're going to call this group the same as our collision. We'll call this container, and we'll call the mask mouse, which is fine for now. And we're going to create a new game object. We're going to call this mouse. And we're going to create a collision object as well. And this collision object is going to be kinematic. And then the group will be mouse. And the mask will be container. And that should be all we gotta do for now. We're gonna add a script. We're gonna create a new file. We'll call it script. And we're just gonna call it mouse. And so in the mouse script, we're just gonna need 3 of these functions here. We're gonna need initialize, on message, and on input, so we can get rid of all the rest. And on initialize, we need to get msg.post, and then we need to put hashtag, and then message ID will be acquire input focus. And next we want to go to our function on input. And for here we're going to go if action ID equals hash click, which is going to match our input binding over here. We're going to say and action.released. So our click action is released. Then we're going to I have a little notepad here so I can copy and paste. And so we're going to set a local variable called local or target position, and then we're going to set the vector of that variable as the location of the action.x, and the location of the action in the y, and then 0 because we're in 2D. So we'll control C that, and we'll paste that in there. And then our next line is just going to be go.setPosition. So it's going to set the self to target underscore position. So we can control C. So go.setPosition. And then we're going to set it as our variable target position, which should be fine for now. Let's just make sure we'll just print click on we'll print click on the action, just so we can control B and control build. Make sure you have an end at the end of your if statement. So we have no shapes found in collision object. It's not telling me what the error is. So we're going to go to our collision object. So what we need to do is add a shape to our mouse. That should have been basic, but anyways. And now we have our collision object here. This is what's going to collide into these barrels. Essentially, it's going to be on click. You might want to scale down just a tad, just to kind of match one square of your tile map. So Control B should be fine now. So on click, we should be getting a message here. Let me just double check here. Acquire input focus on msg.post. So we're just going to go to our mouse script. And then we're going to click. What I forgot to do is we're going to go to the assets, or we're going to go to our main collection, and then we need to add our script to the file of mouse of the game object. And now we'll go to our mouse script equals hash click. That's correct. We control build. And now we print click on the mouse trigger. And so next we're going to go on the message. We're just going to print the message other group, which is going to tell us the object that we collide with. So in the mouse script, Control V, print other message. And we can get rid of click. And we can control build again. And every time we click on a container, you'll see that it's printing the other group here. And that works for us. Now to get this script from not continually running like this, so like if you click on something that is in the collision group, it will continually print a message whenever there is a message, because on message just prints whenever there is a message. So how we're going to fix that is we're going to create a global variable called click. I'm going to just call it at the top here. Clicked equals false. And we can also, so we're going to set clicked equals true on one click and release. So we'll clicked equals true and action.released. then the since we set clicked equals true here, we can set an if function here to find out if we clicked. If clicked equals true, then so we can enter in backspace, then we print message other group, and then we set click to false. Use double equal sign when you're comparing two values, and then use equal sign when you're setting a value. So now if we control build, we need to close the function here with an end. Control build. Now we get one print of the container, and everything is working now. Now what you can do is we can go to the tile source again, and what we can do is we can deselect the containers. So we'll call this deselect the chest. So to deselect, you click on tile source and we unselect the chest. And now we can create a new collision group, and we'll call this one chest. And we'll click on the chest, and now you see it has a different highlight than the barrel collision. And then we'll go to our main collection again. We'll go to our tile map and then our collision object, and then we'll select container chest as our group, and then we can enter, and then we'll go the mask can be container and chest, and then we control B, and now we're going to get different indicators for the different types of container. So each time we click on a different container, so this will be chest and this will be container. And yeah, that's how you interact with objects and grab their message using your mouse.